deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Here's Freak following the score by Reggie Jackson. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. And there's the pass to Freak. 5 to shoot. On the wing, Dang. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Pistons have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Outside Jackson. And it's blocked. Now Freak, who provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. He kicks it to Whiteside. Now here's Freak. D right on him. Clock at 6. Stolen. And now the Pistons fast break. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got his second bucket.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Now here's Freak, guarded by Jackson. Freak kicks to Whiteside. Out left to the wing, 6 to shoot. Here's Freak, and he jams it with authority.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
The Heat trail by 3. Always going up for the alley-oop here, and stolen by Harris. Jackson with it. An 11-point game for him in the win against Chicago. And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Heat. Stoudemire comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And it's Dragic in for Richardson. Marcus Morris is checked in for the Pistons. Johnson comes in for Harris. Caldwell Pope. Again, the miss by the Pistons. The Heat have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now here's Freak. He's guarded closely. The kick out to Dang. Shot clock at 6. Inside. There's Freak. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you've talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
You know, I look at it this way, guys. It seems to me there are more high flyers at guard than anywhere else in the league these days.
And it's the Heat with the ball after the basket by Detroit. Nails the 16-footer. Freak's got his 3rd basket of the night. The Pistons lead it. Here's Jackson. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got 7.
Looking at the Pistons, Kevin, let's see how they performed over the last month. NBA league rankings. 3rd in second chance points. 9th in steals. And they haven't concerned themselves too much with running the fast break. I mean, they're still in the top half of the league when it comes to scoring in transition, but that's not their focal point.
And as for their number 2 ranking and second chance points, that relentless pursuit on the offensive glass has led to a lot of easy opportunities. And believe me, they don't miss many.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Drummond with a screen on Dragic. Now Udrih. Over in the corner, Meeks. Off target from 3-point range. Miami trailing. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Johnson kicks the Freak.
Oh, what the hell?
Boom, he jams it straight down.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The Pistons on top, leading by a point. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And before the game, we heard from Chris Bosh. While they're taking it one game at a time, he definitely...
As a veteran, you know.
Chris Bosh has become one of the wise old men of the NBA with the Heat. Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Whiteside. Wash comes in for Ryan Hollins. Luol Deng is checked in for Joe Johnson. And Freak subbed in for Goran Dragic. And a different look here for the Pistons. Andre Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Margnani comes in for Marcus Morris. Caldwell Pope, who's checked in for Meeks. And it's Jackson in for Oubre. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Andre Drummond is out there with Margnani. And it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Bulls made some nice plays. He finished with a handful of points and was just efficient on the offensive end, picking his spots on when to keep the ball moving or try his own luck. The outing for him was certainly one that he would be happy to repeat.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint him.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
Shoots from the high post and misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Jackson dishes to Caldwell Pope. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 4 assists now tonight. Stolen by Jackson, and here comes Jackson leading the fast break, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Stolen by Jackson. The 10-footer. And he hits the jumper for 2. And now a 12-point Detroit lead. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Pistons.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
6 on the shot clock. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. Nice shot from the wing.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Jackson drives in. Bosh with some nice D.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's Freak. Deng gets a wide open look, and again Miami with the triple.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Now here's Jackson, guarded closely. Pass to Bargnani. Puts up a 3. Stoudemire grabs the board. Now here's Freak, guarded by Jackson. And Freak throws it down.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it's certainly got everybody on their bench up and off.
This is dumb, man. Bad game again. I'm probably gonna take this game. I'm sick of being butt 72 overall, you get me nowhere. Fuck the coach.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Checking out the game Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has had. He's got 10 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for the Heat, Dang and Bosch, your small and power forwards. Freak is out there with Richardson, and it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot manning the middle. And Caldwell-Pope gets the basket.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Dang for three. Another miss by Dang. Pistons leading by 7. On the wing, Harris goes up the baseline.
He's not like that.
That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
God, okay.
Jackson's got his 5th assist in this one. Now here's Freak. He's tightly guarded. Kicks it out to Richardson. Now here's Freak, guarded by Jackson. A shot. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
They grab their own miss. Here's Caldwell-Pope.
Oh.
Foul call that time on the
Fuck
way up. Then
God,
again, 2
dog.
chances at the free throw line here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Ryan Hollins, he's checked in for Bosch. Johnson comes in for Leo Dang. And it's Dragic in for Richardson.
A moment here to see the numbers for Goran Dragic. Putting up about 18 points per, 7 assists, and just over 2 steals. And you love his anticipation. All those steals. He's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
Well, he's sneaky. I mean, you don't think he's watching you, and then all of a sudden, he's got the ball heading the other way.
And the Pistons making a change here. Meeks is checked in.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that will help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Freak passes to Johnson. Freak kicks to Johnson. Passes to Freak, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And that fella can flat out fly, can he?
Reminds me of a young Greg Anthony out of UNLV, no doubt about that. Just look at the elevation he climbed to right there.
Kevin, you just made my knees hurt.
That's what sets him apart from so many other point guards in the NBA.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little over 3.5 minutes gone by. But they get it back. Can't hit the corner 3. And it's Harris off the drive. The Pistons working the ball around now. Morris kicks to Harris. 8 feet away. Who's back up? Foul call that time on the way up. They're getting 2 chances at the free throw line here.
In a tough league like the NBA, here's where Miami sits right now in the league rankings. First in steals, 8th in blocks. And they kept the lid on opposing teams' overall offense as well. They're in the top 10 in opponent scoring.
And you mentioned their steals. I mean, it's great defensive anticipation that has them at the top of the rankings. They've been tremendous at reading the offense and getting into those passing lanes.
Stoudemire's checked in for the Heat. Detroit also making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. And it's Johnson in for Harris. Here's Hollins, up and in on the layup.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Here's the screen. Here's Udrih. He's guarded by Dragic. Udrih dishes to Baines.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Look up.
Pass to Freak. Here's Hollins. Makes it off the glass.
Oh, no.
Hollins has got his second basket of the game.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Udrih, the pass to Meeks. Morris a screen. Now the feed to Udrih. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Great open look there. Meeks got 5.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
You're not getting that nigga the fucking ball.
The Heat trail by 9.
Damn, this nigga fucking suck.
Dragic kicks to Freak. There's 42 seconds left in the third. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Wow, this game just a commanding performance for Freak. He's got 16 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too.
I love the fact that